What's up, y'all? We back at it like a crack addict. My apartment, it's messy. But guess what? This video is not about my apartment at all. It's about me buying a house. While I'm going through this video, if you guys have any extra questions, don't be scared to comment down below and I will get to you as soon as possible. So I feel like I've been talking about buying a house, but at the same time, maybe I haven't, because I was like, buy a house. Why would I buy a house? Because even backer of grounder of story, I got a job in San Antonio, Texas. Yeah, I'm in corporate America, boogie. First it was like, oh, I'm just gonna get an apartment. Then, like, my dad's friend lives out there. It was like, no, I'm not gonna lie. The real estate out here booming. You need to get into this, Alexis, because they're over here building places left and right. And then you could get you a rental spot, and then you could buy another spot where you actually live, and then blah, 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 you know? And I'm like, you know what? I'm all for getting money. Now they telling me, oh, you should buy a house. Let me stop you there. Because I do not want a big old yard. I don't want a big old front lawn. I don't want to worry about the roof. I don't want to worry about the siding. I don't ever want to pull up to my house looking at the outside and realize I need to fix some shit. Like, that's too much. They're like, well, there's people that can cut your grass. I don't care. I don't want to pay to call people to cut my grass. Because I don't want grass. Hello? And then, so I'm trying to like look on Zillow or whatever, and they plug me in with a realtor. Why is the realtor sending houses? Oh my God. And then on top of that, I also don't want carpet. He's sending me house with carpet. Hey sir, I don't really want a house. Guess what he does? He sends me more houses. Okay. I don't want a house. I'm on Zillow, I'm looking at these condos because that was like, it's only me living there. So why do I need all this space? I just need a little condo beat. I want a little doorman. You know, I want a little security and stuff like that. The problem is I was looking for stuff like they have in Chicago in an old ass city like San Antonio. So I'm looking at these condos. I'm like, okay. So I'm sending them. He goes to view some. Obviously, some of them is fucked off. And then like a couple of them is like, you know what? This is cool. Okay, so then when I arrived to San Antonio on the 9th, meet up with the realtor, he basically saying like, you know what, let's have an open mind. I do have all the houses that you want to see. Some of them aren't eligible for the VA home loan. Because that's what I use because I am in the military and I've been in for 6 years. And that's how long you need to be in to be eligible, whatever. Anyways, he's like, some of them because they're too old. I'm like, okay, cool. He's like, and if you're open, we could just view a couple like houses that I chose at the end. You know what? At this point, I need to get a house. I mean, I'm using house loosely. I need to get home. I'm using house and home interchangeably, okay? So anyways, I'm like, you know what? That's cool. But we gonna view my condos first. We driving. He's like, just want to let you know, we're on the side of town where it's like the old side of town. It's not really growing businesses, so it's not like really prime real estate or whatever, but you know, we can still check it out. So we bust our left to get to the first place. It ain't got no mirrors in it. It ain't got no appliances in it. On to the next house. Next house, that hoe had roaches. Yep, it had roaches. And then the next house, it had roaches. And people saying I can't get away from roaches in Texas, and they calling them water bugs. Let's call them what they are. They're a roach. It's a roach. It's just a fat one. It's just a big one. I didn't find me a home. No roaches. It's new construction. So it's still being like built. It's like built because I viewed it, right? But they have to do some fittings and touches, and I probably can't move in until like middle of July. So that's when y'all will start getting content. But until then, I will be moving out of my house. But let's go ahead and get into how I even went about purchasing a house because I'm 25. Let's get into it because I didn't know this stuff. And I'm just thankful that I had my dad with me to go, or else I would have know nothing about this. Let's start talking about the VA home loan. And I'm looking at my phone because I need to reference this stuff, and I'm making sure that I'm giving y'all all that I know. The VA home loan, it's not a specific lender, it's just a type of loan. Okay, y'all might have known that. I didn't, because when I was getting into the paperwork for my new build, like the house that I bought, right? They were like, oh, actually our loan from our mortgage company, our preferred lender or whatever, our rate is actually 5.3 versus yours currently is like 6.25, which is basically 6.3, right? So it's a point under. And I was like, oh, okay, well, obviously, who wouldn't want a lower interest rate? Come on now. So then they're just like, oh yeah, you can switch. I was like, would it still be the VA home loan though? They're like, yeah. And I was like, but I like applied for the VA home loan. No, turns out I just applied for like Veterans United, which is just a loan company or whatever that provides VA home loans. And then it turns out you can refinance. So there was like some hesitation, like, oh, you know what? We may need to wait until you fully start your job to give you this loan. But if another company said that that wasn't the case, I could start with them and refinance. But the thing is, they don't tell you that because the person loses their commission that they got on giving you that loan because you haven't stayed like within 6 months or something like that. So just know that that is an option. Yeah, so obviously with the VA home loan, you get 0% down payment and competitive interest rates and whatnot. And then it's also like flexible credit guidelines. Thankfully I have like good credit, so when you get the VA home loan, you do have to apply through the actual like VA, and they give you a certificate of eligibility to be able to go. To be able to get the loan. I'm not sure what the actual eligibility things are. That's obviously on the VA.gov or whatever. But I know it's at least like 6 years. But yeah, some lenders, they won't use an offer letter for a future job, which is the issue that I was like running into. They want like actual pay stubs. So that just depends on like the actual like bank that it's coming from. So my house, it's actually a townhome, but it's not actually connected with the houses next to it. It's not physically connected, so it's a benefit because I am gonna own the ground that I'm on and I have to share with my neighbors, but the houses are identical, of course. Now let's get into the key terms that you need to know that I did not know when I started. Earnest money. This is the good faith deposit that like holds the house for you to show that you're like committed to buying it. Mine was $1,000. So I had to put up $1,000 to like essentially get the house off the market and like put it as sold, you know, to show that I'm gonna move forward with the process. Then concessions. This is what really got my mind turning, because as soon as we started seeing all these condos that I was choosing, and they were just condos that were flipped, and you could only really flip a condo so much unless you tear the whole building down, but then you have to move everybody out, but everybody's like their own owner, so it's kind of hard to do that. So that's why a new build was easier, and then they offered like a lot more benefits. That's how the interest rate from my builder is lower, because they use their money to pay down the interest rate so that more people will be like incentivized to use them. So concessions, that's the money that the seller gives you towards the closing costs. My seller was able to give me $2,000 towards the closing costs. So therefore, all that I have to put up to like fully close my house is $3,000. It could range from like tens of thousands, like 15,000, like selling, costs and whatnot. But it kind of just depends. Closing costs are going to be the fees to finalize your mortgage. Principal and interest, next term. That's your actual monthly mortgage. Now, this is when it starts getting to the debate like houses are cheaper than renting and blah, blah, blah. Y'all, I guess how much I'm paying right now for my apartment. Mind you, my apartment's like 2-bedroom, not modern. You see the white fridge. Nothing wrong with white fridges. I just was pointing that out. 2-bedroom, 1 bath. Girl, I am breaking off $1,200. $1,200. Utilities are kind of included. Utilities are included like water, okay? But that's probably only like $50. But water, okay? For this new place, townhome, full townhome. This hoe is 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. I want to say it's 1,500 square feet, or I could be making that up, but it's good stuff. It's big. The mortgage is $1,486. That's $286 more than what I'm paying now for literally 800 square feet. Basically, I'm getting double for $200. Obviously, that doesn't include utilities, but like, get real. And then I do have HOA. So HOA is homeowners association. It can vary. I've seen like ones that cover like, they'll be like hundreds of dollars, like $300 or like $200. Mine is $50 a month. They cover like the outside upkeep and whatnot. And typically the homeowner association is like put in place to keep the value of your house up. Keep the value of the community up. Cause like obviously if everybody's grass is overgrown, if you got your houses falling apart and whatnot in the area, it's gonna start looking run down. So therefore, due to the area, you can't sell it for as much if you were to sell the house. But the homeowners association will keep everybody in line. Mine just covers like outdoor gardening and upkeep and whatnot. Okay, and then another benefit with getting a new build is builder warranties. This is something I wasn't even taking into account when I was thinking about like these old ass condos that I was looking at. So new build warranties, since like the house has to settle and stuff like that. I got like 1 year cosmetic, and I think this is like pretty typical, like 1 year cosmetic, 2 year for the system. So it's like plumbing, electrical, whatnot. And then 10 year for structural. So this allows time for the house to settle and them to still have a warranty and that be covered. Versus if you get to like an old place, like what's it called? Pre-existing. Like a pre-existing home aren't gonna come with these type of warranties. So if anything happens, that's on you. So overall, I chose like a new build because, well, one, I realized that the other ones were so shitty. And meanwhile, mine has like a school near me. I think it's 2 schools near me. It's like a park, a splash pad. They're also building a grocery store across the street. So it's going to make it like a viable property in the future if I was to rent it out and do such, because families will want to come in because it's like in a like upcoming area and I could like charge that money, you know what I'm saying? So once again, the new build is able to give me like warranty coverage, clean inspections, energy efficiency, customization. If you buy early enough in the process, you can like customize how it's built. I didn't get it early enough, but I didn't have to change anything because it just happened to be one of the only layouts left that had no carpet. And y'all know I don't like carpet. And guess what? It also has no grass. It has turf and a cement slab with a little ass, like, I don't even want to call it a porch, a little outside, a little backyard. I don't know. It has modern finishes. So all the stainless steel appliances were included. The washer dryers also included. It's a 2-car garage. Yeah. But I wouldn't rush doing any of this. Definitely do your research. And if it's even like a good choice, because there's nothing wrong with renting, especially if you're like a transient person, you just move a lot and whatnot. Definitely look through multiple lenders. Make sure you have the best interest rate that you can get. Okay, now I just got some more tips for you guys. So I'm dropping gems this whole video. VA loan specific tips. You do not need a perfect credit score. Most VA lenders are going to look for 580 to around 620, but the VA itself has no minimum. Keep that in mind. And the VA home loan can be used more than once. You don't like use it up. As long as you meet eligibility and you restore the entitlement, you could use it again, even multiple homes over your life. Keep that in mind. Okay, now no down payment does not equal no cost to get it, because obviously I just said I have to up $3,000. Now it's in 2 separate things. Like one was the earnest money and then 2 are for like actual closing. You still need the earnest money, still need the actual closing costs unless the seller covers all of it, moving expenses, and you need to purchase first year home insurance. Regardless of the warranties, you need home insurance. Okay, so the VA funding fee, that's a real thing. It's like a one-time fee. It's around 2.15 to 3.3 that's added to your loan. It can be waived though if you have a disability rating. Keep that in mind. So if you already filed for disability through the VA, that could be waived for you. So when you are purchasing a place, it does have to be VA approved. There's a VA approval list, okay? So just because you got the VA home loan does not mean that it actually can't apply to the place that you're living. And then of course you could prepay on your mortgage whenever you want. It helps pay it off faster and there's no penalties for that. So I know that I had said that my mortgage was $1,400. Now of course that's not going to be the only thing I spend a month. I'm probably going to spend around, okay, so it's $50 for HOA. Then maintenance, house maintenance. I don't know what that could be, but you have to factor that money in. Mainly next is utilities, water, electricity, internet, something around there. And when buying a place, think of resale, okay? Get a place in a nice area because then you can rent it out. Though, if you do use the VA home loan, it has to be your primary residence, so you will have to refinance if you move out. Keep that in mind. And end of the day, read your contract, read your contract, read your contract, read your contract, read your contract. Know what you're signing. And this was just like a little bit, I feel like I got so much more and there's so much, I don't know what you guys want specifically, but I am open to questions. So if you guys have any more questions, just comment them down below and I will get to you as soon as possible. And that's my experience as a first-time home buyer. I'm excited to move in and decorate, but I still have to move out. Anyways, thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all have a good day, because I know I sure will, because my graduation party's tomorrow. Reese's Pieces, motherfucker!